will discuss about the Cenozoic era, which is the recent era in which we are living. Cenozoic era is also called the age of mammals because a large number of mammals evolved this in this era. But I think if we deal this era with equal justice, we also call this era the age of birds, the age of insect, and the age of flowering plants, because these species also evolved to a great extent in this era. One new thing we will study or learn in this era, and that is the smallest unit of the geological time scale, epoch. After we have discussed about the Eon era period, and now is the smallest unit, epoch. In this Cenozoic era, there are two periods, Tertiary period and the Quaternary period, which is further divided into different epochs. We will discuss these epochs one by one. If we talk about the tertiary period is the most studied period than all the periods, and the reason behind that is the flora and fauna of the tertiary period resemble to the recent flora and fauna. Furthermore, the for the production of for getting petroleum, we are studying the tertiary rocks, and 50% of the according to the estimate, 50% of the petroleum we get from the tertiary rocks. Tertiary period is further divided into the epochs. First one is the Paleocene. In the Paleocene epoch, there was a great evolution of the flowering plant, and there was evolution of primitive mammals. Next, the Epoch Eocene. In this epoch, the sea habitat or marine habitat faced decline, or mountain were also eroded, but there was evolution of hoofed or carnivorous mammal. Next is the Epoch Oligocene. In Oligocene, there was a great evolution of flower or flowering plant trees. We can say great evolution of forest ecosystem, and the archaic mammal extinct during the Oligocene, and there was evolution of the arthropods in this epoch. And next one is the Epoch Miocene. During the Miocene, there was a great evolution of the coniferous trees and oakwood trees, and there was evolution of the modern mammals, apes. And in the next, which is the Epoch Paleocene, which is very important because in that epoch there was evolution of man from apes, and there was evolution of grassland ecosystem. There were flowering plants and the extinction of forest, and there was two other important events, which are the evolution of birds and the insect, which appeared in the Paleocene. But most important event of the earth history, which is the evolution of man from the apes, occurred in the Paleocene. The next period is the Quaternary period, which is divided into the Pliestocene. In this period, large plants, extinct plant species, and many mammals like rhinoceros appeared in the Pleistocene epoch. And that was all about the Pleistocene. Next is the Holocene epoch, which is the recent epoch in which we are living. Man has evolved in this epoch to a large extent, so we also call the epoch the age of man. That was all about the Cenozoic era and the recent era in which we are living.